Today we're talking about 11 cities, states, and countries that are going to pay you to move there if you are a remote worker. Stay tuned. So in my continuing efforts to not actually do work and read articles on a Friday afternoon so that I can possibly turn that into a YouTube video, I found this really interesting Inc. article that outlined 7 cities that are currently offering people remote work incentives if they move there. And then I thought to myself, okay, I should do a little bit more investigation on this stuff. Basically 3 hours later, here's this video. It's literally 11 cities, states, or countries that offer remote workers like you, I'm thinking, the ability to be able to get cash or bikes or a bunch of other weird stuff that we're going to talk about if they move there. Now, this list is not complete. I'm sure there's a lot of other cities and states and countries that are adding this stuff pretty darn fast as well. But what I wanted to do was get this information to you because I think that the faster that you can take action on this stuff, the better. Particularly a lot of these programs, maybe they'll only let in like 100 people or 200 people into these programs. So really interesting to get all this info. If it is valuable to you, we will also link down to an article below to be able to give you a full breakdown of all of this stuff that's currently happening. First one off the bat is Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were really the OGs of this entire process, centered around a company or a project or a movement called Tulsa Remote. So just go to tulsaremote.com and check them out. They are offering people $10,000 if you're a remote worker and you want to move to Tulsa. Tulsa's pretty cheap. I have personally not been there. I was actually planning on going there before the pandemic, but unfortunately a whole bunch of crap happened like the pandemic that stopped that from happening. But it's a fantastic small city and they're really trying to attract high-end talent to their city and they're gonna pay you cash to be able to move there. Check it out. Next one on my list is Newton, Iowa. They're offering people $2,500 to $10,000 in order to move to Newton. You must purchase a home that is at least worth $160,000 to be able to get that benefit, but they're literally gonna pull that right off the cost of your home. Very cool if you wanna move out to Newton, i.e. Iowa. Next one is Lincoln, Kansas. Now this is an interesting one. They're not gonna offer you cash in order to go to Lincoln, but they're gonna offer you a free plot, kind of like a la Pioneer days. So they're gonna offer you a plot to move there, and if you ever wanted to build your own home, this is probably a pretty good time to be able to do it. The pandemic is probably not gonna change anytime soon, so jump in there, get your plot, and start building. Next one is the Shoals in Alabama. And if you're self-employed or a full-time remote worker that makes more than $52,000 a year, and you prefer going into the south as opposed to going up in some other places that we're gonna mention, they'll give you up to $10K cash in order to move. Pretty sweet deal. For me, I live in Canada. Canada is absolutely freezing right now, so I'd really be looking forward to a little bit of a warmer environment. So if that's for you, go check it out. And to go from the cities to the state and a very, very cold state, the state of Alaska offers you a ton of tax incentives if you are a remote worker. The most interesting one that I found in my research was the permanent resident dividend, which gives you $1,600 a year literally for existing in that state. Pretty interesting deal, particularly if you're a remote worker. If you've got a high-speed internet connection and you're pretty happy being off on your own and you're okay with being absolutely frozen 3 to 4 months out of the year, Alaska could be your ticket. Another cold option, but in my opinion, one of the coolest options is Tallinn in Estonia. So Tallinn actually has been one of the biggest innovators when it comes to remote workers. They actually have a remote work visa. I actually have one and they call it a digital nomad visa. Hold on one second. This is the digital nomad visa and you get it, it literally runs through a USB key and you do all of your taxation, all of your business operations, all that kind of stuff through this cool little card that connects to your computer. So you can connect from anywhere. And they're running a digital nomad visa program. They're running an e-residency program. If you literally just type in Tallinn, Estonia e-residency. You're gonna be able to find all of their details. They've been to Running Remote quite a few times. I highly suggest you go check them out if you're interested in really becoming a serious remote worker. We've also got Santiago Chile, which is the Chile startup scene. A lot of companies have been going down there. They give you $80,000 towards your tech startup if you're willing to move down there, spend about 3 months in their accelerator/incubator, and then also they give you a work visa to allow you to work there for a year. Totally a cool concept. Again, a lot of these programs, some of them are very, very large and some of them are relatively small, but I would highly suggest you check them all out because the Chile one is really interesting. I've had a couple of friends of mine that have gone through it and it's very, very cool. The environment is really neat and the people are super fun, plus you get 80 grand. There's also the state of Vermont. They're offering people what they call the remote work grant program, which gives you $10,000 over 2 years in order to pay off your relocation expenses. Vermont's pretty nice too. It's kind of like Canada. It's pretty cold, but I think there's a lot of really chill people there. So definitely one to check out. The Ozarks is also offering people a remote work incentive program. They're gonna give you $10,000 plus a bike, which I don't really know why they threw the bike thing in there. That seems a little weird to me. I mean, if I'm deciding between the Ozarks and everywhere else, is the decision maker just the bike? I don't know, but they're tossing that in there as well. And if you've ever wanted to go to the Ozarks, I would suggest that now is probably a better time than any to go check it out. Savannah, Georgia is also offering people a $2,000 incentive to be able to move there if you are a remote worker. Again, nice warm environment from what I understand. I have not been there myself, but definitely a really cool environment, and they're gonna give you 2 grand, which is not bad. Lastly is Hamilton, Ohio. They're gonna be offering you $10,000, but they're gonna offer it to you as an incentive program over 30 months. They're gonna offer you $300 per month if you permanently move there. A lot of these ones, they're maybe only open to like 100 people, 200 people, so you've got to really check out the different application programs to figure out which one would apply to you. Again, link is down in the description, and we'll add any more that end up popping in after this video goes live. Other than that, I mean, if you guys are really interested in this stuff, I would highly suggest you check out some of our other videos. They're pretty cool and they're about just these particular subjects. And if you like this video already and you've subscribed to this YouTube channel, hopefully I will see you in the next one. See you later.